granted an interview on your TV station, clarifying issues based on the recent activities or liquidation. But this is what you said: we can sell like GN Bank, but instead it will be changed into savings and loans rather. Please, with due respect, was it you or?
Okay, of course, I've seen that video, and
yes, we aired it on the news last week.
You can get it. Or see, even on Friday after the announcement, that particular appearance happened. Except to say that if he's arguing that did not happen, but if he was very clear in that he didn't say a TV station. He mentioned radio. He mentioned
newspaper so or online media.
Yes, so he exempted TV. So in this case,
right. But look,
the platform matters.
Raymond, let's be fair.
Okay.
If an online entity does a story out of
the
your
TV interview,
or a radio station clips the TV interview and airs it,
he's just saying do the proper attribution to the source of the story.
We did the attribution on Joy News last week.
Now, let's stay in that particular end, because 2 billion, you know, the 2 billion more recent cash bond that's supposed to be used in making sure the banks which could not meet the minimum capital requirement are actually giving some help in this case from government. Now, the government of the People's Republic of Ghana is saying that through a Ministry of Finance statement issued from the Communications Directorate, no attribution is important, so I'm attributing to all the corners that's required.
Attributes, please.
Yes, please. The recapitalization money is not bailouts. They seek to explain that in one way. They say this is not money that is meant for them to do whatever they want. It's money that is coming from the GAT, the Ghana Amalgamated Trust. The Ghana Amalgamated Trust is also made up of two main things you should know. Now, pension funds. And also, the other side is investors. These people are the ones who are going to make sure that they clear or they help the banks meet the standards that the BOJ has set for them, so that they don't also die like other banks have died in the last few months or years that we have known and dealt with in this case. Now, there's an important point that's being put out there. Now, what is being said clearly by the statement from the Ministry of Finance is that it must be noted that the GAT arrangement is to support, and these keywords have been used all through the statement from the Ministry of Finance, solvent and strong indigenous banks. To meet, so solvent and strong, in other words, they also call it solvent and well-run indigenous banks. So if you are not solvent, and again, if you are not well-run, you are not going to get the money. And we know the institutions that actually got the kind of help that we are talking about in this case. What has been the outstanding issue is that both what the Bank of Ghana said and what the Ministry of Finance raised in their statement. Now, in the first 4 paragraphs of the statement from the Ministry of Finance, there's a suggestion that the system is now being put together, the Amalgamated Trust. Yes. In the last 3 paragraphs, you get the impression that it has been done and they are proceeding with work that's been done in that particular area. Again, one of the clarifications that prompted or would have prompted such a statement from the Ministry of Finance would have been questions about who are they? Who are these private?
Who are the investors?
Yes.
And which also, pension funds are we using?
So, but that's also not in this statement. The
How about
statement,
we ask Mrs. Elsie Awaji today when she comes?
So these are the outstanding areas that ought to be clarified.
And also, you know how the specifics on how much is being invested has not been put out?
Yes.
Because for instance, we were told that for the 5 banks that are being bailed out, that means that they must have at least 120 million Ghana cedis, which require them to be universal banks under the old regime. However, with Omnibank and Sahel Sahara, we understand from our information in the background that when the 2 banks merged, they got in far in excess of what they needed, some about 280 million by the last checks, and so they would not need the full balance that, let's say, the other 5 banks would
but
need,
they're on the
like
reference
a Prudential
list.
Bank. I mean,
they're on the reference list of those banks that are going to be beneficiaries.
Yeah, so you see, with Omni and Sahel, they knew that even after the merger, they won't reach the minimum capital.
Okay.
Yes. So Omnibank, being an indigenous bank, applied for the support from GAT. Okay, so they qualify for that according to the criteria, which will be going into details when Mrs. Awaji joins.
Very good. And
but the points must be made that we need to know exactly how much is going to be given to Prudential Bank, to Omnibank, Sahel, and all the other banks within that category.
And which equity participation would that be at the end of the day? And even if they're going to put out the amount of money involved, at what rate, at what cost? Because if you are putting my money as a potential pensioner in the future, I'll be interested in how you invest my money. Is the most fruitful use of my money putting it into support the bank?
Very key. You know that even the pension laws do not allow pension funds to invest in a certain collective interest beyond a certain threshold. That is one. Number two, the pension laws do not allow these pension funds to dictate the management of the companies in which they invest. And so even though they are going to put a lot of money there, it could be possible that they may not have that much control. We need to know exactly how these institutions are going to be managed so that your pension and my pension is safe. These are some of the issues we are delving into.
Yeah, you are far from pension, but you know.
Oh, gladly so. Gladly so. I have more contributions.
So are you, Raymond.
Don't mind Raymond.
I shocked him.
Okay, we've talked about we've talked about the banks on the big level. Let's talk about the people.
Yes. So the former employees of UTN Capital Bank have expressed disappointment about the fact that what they agreed that they were going to, that they had a negotiation and they agreed that they were going to get some money, their exit pay, and it was supposed to be before Christmas, according to an assurance by the Minister of Finance. Now, on October 9th, 2018, the joint receivers stated that they had recovered 400 million Ghana cedis, and out of that, they were going to pay 1,200 workers 40 million Ghana cedis, which is 10% of what they had received as per the statements that they put out. Unfortunately, they have not received this pay, and so they issued a statement on January 3rd saying that they have not received their pay. They need their money. They're appealing that this money is released to them so that they can move on with their lives. They're also asking for a waiver of staff loans, because they're saying that if they are going to take out the staff loan from the exit pay that comes, they may be left with nothing. And so they're asking that their loans be waived so that when they get this money, they can use it to rebuild their lives and start other businesses. So that's the story with the exit pay of the UTN Capital Banks.
But I think that even the promise made to them was somehow shocking to me. We sat here, read the law. We sat here and read the law about how payments are supposed to be and the structure and the people. We also established that of the 10-pointer list, they are number 5. And to be clear, the first 2 are huge expenditures. When we're able to clear them before we move to the next level, will be very difficult. So hopefully, maybe they are hoping against hope. I'm equally interested in they getting the money.
There were cases in a US bank, the name escapes me, Raymond, that after all the obligations were met, there was actually an excess. Was it Goldman Sachs?
I'm saying that.
Yes.
Yeah, but in our current situation,
it looks highly unlikely.
Yeah, but I think they are holding on to the assurance by the finance minister that their exit pay will come. So that's what they're holding on to.
This is executive power coming to bear.
Okay.
You are the one who is talking law and listing number 5 and all of that. But executive power is coming to bear.
Meanwhile, the World Bank president has resigned. We don't know why he has resigned, but he has, effective February 1st. He was supposed to resign in 2022. Mr. Jim Yong Kim. He was supposed to resign in 2022. Well, actually not resign, but his term would have ended. He was just re-elected in 2017, but he's resigned. So the World Bank CEO, Kristalina Georgieva, will take over as president.
Leaving the post clear for me, to place my
good luck, and then you'll be able to contribute more to the pension fund. and then
Jesus' name. Okay, let's talk about this teacher, Raymond, who has been bailed.
Now, see, the teacher is at a school called Shia Senior High Technical School. This is in the whole municipality. Her name is Mavis Gakpeto, who allegedly assaulted a student on the campus and left the girl blind in one eye.
How?
So
how?
It's a terrible. So she used a rod, and which is reportedly the case now. She used a rod to attack the student, and the rod has been retrieved by the police too. So what the student is said to have done in this case, and this student is 17-year-old Sadia Tuarimiao, and she was rushed to the Volta Regional Hospital. In fact, she was supposed to come from one of the offices and go to class, but she delayed for some reason. That's what is being reported by the newspaper. Other students pursued the girl. They didn't know what was wrong with her, but when the woman came out, her reaction was to first deal with the young lady. She had some form of instrument for corporal punishment, which has been established to be a rod now, and used it on the girl. And
damaged her eye in the process. This is just violence.
Serious, yes.
Sometimes it goes beyond punishment and goes into just mere violence.
Cruelty.
Yeah. Because if you're going to punish a student, and anyway.
So this girl has gone through surgery. She's actually recuperating, but regardless of the current situation, she'll still be with one eye.
Charlie, it's serious.
Permanent damage.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, still staying with teachers and headmasters who have been very, very naughty. 2 headmasters, the headmaster for Nandom SHS, Brother Joachim Na, and the headmaster for Adisco. Okay, so the headmaster for Nandom has been reassigned to go and teach in a basic school, because what he was doing was that he was collecting money to accept people, children into the SHS system. So people would come, give him money, and even when they had not been assigned to the school, he was taking money to do that. The Adisco headmaster was also doing the same thing. He has been completely taken off, and the regional, the districts, the head of the districts, the head of education in that district has been asked.
So the GES District Director of Education.
Thank you. Has been asked to step in for him. They're both going to be investigated, and then they might be punished. But I was asking Raymond, how come it is that in all of these GES stories, you find that when a headmaster does something or when a teacher does something, then they're transferred, as opposed to actually just being sacked.
Sometimes they are removed. The Fasim headmaster.
Remember, yes, one of the earlier, yes,
was removed.
And it is instructed the kind of schools whose headmasters are removed. But yeah, let me move on to the point. Yes, but why are you looking at me like? Yeah, it is an important point to make. It's the gravity of the offense in this case. And of course, whether you've repeated it,
dangerous.
Whether you've repeated it,
do you see how my voice has gotten very calm?
Hold on, now I'm trying to say that it is the gravity of the offense that influences.
Let's move on.
Okay, I'm moving on to the Maiden Constitution Day public lecture. My brother, yesterday, Professor Bonzi Simpson was on fire.
Astute constitutional law lecturer.
Yes.
Par excellence.
One of the points he made was that, please, we can't, since 2011, propose to do constitutional review, and up to today, we don't know the status of that particular constitutional review process. Remember that we did review. There was a review implementation committee that was put together. I mean, due to changes in government and all of the other difficulties that came along the line, we could not proceed with what to do in this particular case. He's saying that if you complete that process, what you do is that you make your constituents, a living organism, grow and become better. Again, he said it is inconceivable that we have MPs who are also ministers. Baron de Montesquieu's understanding of separation of powers has been slapped in the face if it continues that way. So we need to, in fairness, ensure that members of parliament are not aiming for ministerial positions. So because of that, they become rubber stamps. Because of that, they have whip systems that force them to decide not because of the people, but because of their political party and affiliations. So all of these are various hindrances to our development as a people.
Thank you very much, Raymond. I wanted Raymond to finish so I could talk about the text messages.
Yes, we'll do that during the online news review. It's brought to you by Zenith Bank in your best interest. And Goyle Good Energy. Listeners, you hear about the text messages shortly. Goyle says Afishapa with more bonanza for Efie customers. There are many rewards still to be claimed at all Goyle service stations. Over 900,000 customers are getting rewards, and in December, 800 customers claimed their ultimate rewards. In November, 720 had theirs. Adipa Ofia Oje Mohammed Abdullahi Kamin of Tamale is a proud recipient of 1,000 cedis worth of fuel on his Go card. Many others were rewarded with 1,000 cedis worth of fuel, accruing the highest point. Goyle Efie promo runs till January 2019. Just buy 80 cedis worth of fuel and above. Follow the promotion instructions. Goyle always gives you good energy. Yanara Yedia. Now pay and apply for your Ghanaian passports the easy way with Zenith Bank cards. Simply log on to mfa.gov.gh, select passports, follow the prompt and pay with your Zenith Visa or MasterCard. Payments reflect in real time. Now that's what we call service. Pay your passport application fee the easy way with your Zenith Bank card today. Zenith Bank works in your best interest. TheDailyMail.com reports of this Ghanaian lawyer who has been ordered to pay £22 million made from fake legal claims. That's serious. John Blavo and his firm Blavo & Co. Solicitors was closed in 2015 by the Solicitors Regulation Authority when concerns were made about its huge legal claims. There are photos on adumonline.com of Adum TV's Instruma winner, Righteous, who has landed the music label deal. Congratulations to Righteous.
We saw him yesterday. He was so excited.
I know, right? Yeah. So what's this talk about text messages anymore?
Okay, so female lawyers in Saudi Arabia have been fighting so that women will receive text messages when they are divorced to inform them that they are divorced. So Charlie, you are there, no, you are divorced and you don't know. So apparently what happens is that the men go to court, they file these divorce claims, and it goes through, and sometimes the women do not know. They are not made aware that they have been divorced. They cannot ask for alimony. They can't do anything. But right now, the women lawyers are fighting so that when your husband goes and he divorces you, at the very least, you get a text message informing you that you have been officially divorced.
Things are happening in this world, though.
Yeah,
can you imagine that?
Ex-parte divorce proceedings.
I swear, Charlie is hectic.
Because Charlie, in Ghana, even if you are breaking up with, let's say, someone you are not married to, and you don't say it well, and you send a text message,
that one
it's
cries
a problem.
another.
Yeah, but it's very insulting.
Yeah.
And you're talking about someone you're not married to. If you promise people you'll marry them, there's an old law which is a breach of promise.
Breach of contract.
Yes. If you decide to
have
promise,
you people have been promising people
no,
you marry them? That's how come.
Sorry,
you
I'm
go
married.
this
I can't
long.
be the position. It's the problem.
No, I know the law, so I don't break it. I know the law, so I don't break it. No, but seriously, you can be taken to court if you promise a woman verbally that you marry her and you don't marry her. But elsewhere,
how about if the woman also promises that they'll marry you? Because anyone can also promise people and not marry them
and spend some money.
So moving on. But the thing is, if we put it in perspective, it is just recently that they've been allowed to drive. It's just recently that they've been allowed to go and watch football matches. So they couldn't do that. They still can't apply for passports. They still can't travel on their own. They still can't open bank accounts. So it's a couple of worlds back when we talk about Saudi in those terms.
Yeah, actually, it's more than a couple of worlds back, if you ask me.
But yes.
Guys, before we go for the BBC News at 7, what we'll do is we'll take a quick stop in Kumasi. We understand that some men's gold customers are currently defying a police directive not to demonstrate, and they are hitting the streets. We understand there are burning car tires as we speak at Amakum in Kumasi, and the customers are on rampage, if I can call it that, if I can use that expression. Nana Apia Mensah is there. Sorry, Nana Apia Mensah is not there. Nana Sensu Mensah is there for Love News. And please, Nana Apia Mensah, we haven't seen him. Let me just
we don't know where he is.
We don't know where he is. And Nana Sensu Mensah is there for us, and we will be crossing over to him in a second. He's on the phone lines. Good morning, Nana. Hello. Okay, so it's Prince rather. Good morning, Prince. Okay, unfortunately, we are unable to reach Prince now. Okay, so Prince has joined us on the line. Good morning, Prince.
Good morning.
Wow, it sounds so lively where you are. I hear sirens. I hear people shouting. Describe the situation for us.
I can hardly hear you, but what exactly is happening here at the Amakum branch of the Men's Gold Office is that a number of the customers, aggrieved customers, are here. They are burning tires, and they've blocked the main street linking the Central Business District to Amakum and its environs. And what they are saying is that they need their money, and they have a lot of placards with NAM1 on it, on inscriptions of SEC on it, demanding that their money be paid to them. What they are saying is that they are not going to leave here until they get their money. Again, I should say that the police here are in their large numbers. There are a lot of vehicles here, a lot of policemen here. I can see an armored vehicle also here, and the police are ensuring that everything is calm. Earlier we had information that the police has asked them not to embark on this particular demonstration because they were supposed to engage the police in a meeting and understand, according to the Public Order Act, understand how they're going to go about this particular demonstration. And that they did not do. So today nobody knew they were going to embark on this demonstration, but they defied that, and they are here protesting, demanding for their money.
But Prince, these customers issued notices before the demonstration, did they not? I mean, it was public knowledge that they wanted to embark on this demonstration today.
Yeah, of course. We are yet to speak to the police on what they're going to do about this, and their response to the fact that even after they had issued a statement that they were going to embark on a demonstration and all that has happened yesterday.
Okay.
We are yet to get...
okay, so we'll get word from the police on that. But Prince, we understand some customers were bussed from Accra to Kumasi for this demonstration. Can you confirm that?
It will be difficult to confirm because the numbers you see here are not so much of a number that you would say people have been bussed. We have not seen any buses bringing people in, but the numbers are not so much that we can confirm that some were bust. But we'll find out if some were bust. We'll definitely make that information available.
About how many people are demonstrating now? Are they in the 10s, the 20s? How many people are there?
In estimate, there will be about 100 people. There are not so many of them here.
Thanks, Prince, for that report. You understand Prince just got to the scene. Prince will be giving us more updates during the show. And, of course, during the day, stay here on your Super Dial Joy 99.7 FM. This is a Super Morning Show with me, Daniel Dazi, here. Of course, Raymond Dakwa and Enimado. Today, you can call us the Super Money Show because we're talking about your money. How safe is it when it is in the bank? Mrs. Elsie Awaji, Second Deputy Governor of the Bank of Ghana, will be updating us on the various reforms that the Bank of Ghana has applied since 2017, and which has culminated in the further closure of 2 more banks. That brings to the number 9 banks in total, which have been closed since 2017. Is that the last of it? Are we out of the woods? We'll be finding out today. Also, after we talk about how safe the money in your bank is, we are talking about where the money is hiding so that you can get more money for your bank account. Dr. Jeff Bassi speaks to us in our Start Right series on the topic, where does money hide? If you have any questions for Mrs. Elsie Awaji, or you want to know where the money is hiding, you want to send us in a text message on 0244 340 437. That's our WhatsApp number. Or tweet at us as Joy997FM. Go on our Facebook page, Joy 99.7 FM. We'll take these important messages. There's more when we come back.
This was Kwame's life before Interplast In Green Irrigation System.
Kwame, sorry, what on it from?
In the dry season, Kwame would use buckets to water his 5-acre farm. By evening, he's so tired. So his wife said,
Oh, Kwame, Emre Dania, Danny B, haven't you heard of In